June's going to be awesome. So I'm here with Billy Dawson, who just sang for y'all, and it was awesome. By the way, I've already gotten an email that was like, where do I get that song? I love that.
I appreciate that, man.
Let's talk. Yeah, that was very nice. Let's talk today. You were supposed to be at Sutton Elementary. We were going to read to some kiddos, but the snow said no.
Yeah.
Basically. So let's talk about the fact that you wrote this awesome children's book. So where did the idea come from?
So, if you got a second, I'll tell you where it came from.
Come on.
I don't know how much time you got, but anyway, I had an experience coming back from Los Angeles. I had packed my money underneath the airplane, and I forgot to put it on my carry-on, so I was like starving. I begged the lady for a Snickers. She bought me a Snickers in the airport.
Nice.
I said, hey, what's your address? I'll send you the $1. And she's like, no, thanks. And so I was like, oh, well, I appreciate that, you know. And so anyway, I landed, and we got home, and Lacey picks me up, and we go pull through Wendy's right there in Donaldson in Nashville. And this guy goes, can I help you? Like just loud, just yells through the little speaker, you know. I said, yeah, like a number 2, pickles, cheese, onions, lettuce, or no lettuce, mustard, pickles, no mayonnaise, because they always slather mayonnaise on them.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. So he said, that's a number 1 with mayo. I went, no. Got a little bit more agitated. And I said, and I repeated my order, and he said, that's what I said. I mean, like yells. So I said a few things that I shouldn't have, and I peeled out in the Wendy's parking lot. And I'm not like that. But I was starving. Like, they had layovers all day. I was just crazy starving.
I understand. Forgive me what I said when I was hungry.
Yeah, yeah. And so I peel out, and I see his face, and I pull off from there, and I'm driving about 1.5 miles down the road. I literally, like, in my head, I see 2 pictures of him. He has 1 job. This is his 2nd job. He has 2 jobs, and his wife left him. That's just what went through my head. And I was like, oh, man, because you never know what someone's going through.
That's true.
So I pulled back around. Lacey's like, I know what you're doing. And I was like, oh. So I pulled through the Wendy's drive-thru again, and through the little speaker, I said, hey, is this the guy I just yelled at? And he said, no, sir, it's not. And I said, yeah, it is, because I can see your shiny head through that window right there. And he said, yeah, it was me. He probably thought I was going to rip into him. And so anyway, I said, I just want to apologize, ask for your forgiveness. You know, I've been through a rough day. I don't know what you're going through. But I told him what I saw in my head, and the dude starts crying through the little speaker. So, like, we're bonding through this little Wendy's speaker. And literally he said, you don't know what it means for you to turn around and pull back through here and apologize. It changed my day around. Just right after we had, like, crazy words, you know. And he said, you still want to order? And I said, no, I'm not even hungry anymore. So anyway, I went home and I started writing about this experience. I just started typing. And it kind of turned into 4 short stories in a kid's book. You know, it's kind of turned into, you know, the adult bullying. It shows that I bullied just a few years ago in that situation. And you never know if somebody died, or their parents might have died, or if they find out they had cancer and they're at work, or if their pet died or anything like that. You never know what someone's going through. So the book is called You Never Know, and you never know what someone's going through. You know, if there's somebody having a bad day, normally, you know, there's something behind that.
Right.
You know, it's a reaction to an action that just happened to them. So anyway, I wrote this book, and it took about 3 years to get everything completed with, you know, illustrations and 7 proofreaders and everything. We just wanted to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where it sparked from.
That's an amazing story.
Thanks.
You know, I think a lot of people probably have experienced the first half of that story. You know, and we do that all the time. Like he said, you never know what someone's going through, because the majority of the time, if someone's going through a hard time, they don't have it written on their forehead.
Yeah.
You know, the majority of people, they internalize things and they keep it in, and sometimes it comes out at the wrong moment. And what you may blow up about isn't exactly what's going on. So I think a lot of us can relate to the first part of your story, but I don't think we all go back and take the effort to say, like you did, I'm sorry. You know, I don't know what you've got going on. This is what I have going on. And then that turned into this amazing
Thank you.
ministry, or, you know, witness that you have in this book. So can you give us a little preview?
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah.
Tell us again what the book's called.
It's called You Never Know, and you can order it on BillyDawsonMusic.com.
Yeah, and guys, I'll put all of this information up. I'm going to put him singing his song that he sang earlier. I'll put all the information about the book up. Carson's in here. Carson, are you ready to hear some of this book?
Are you ready for this book? I always go into this like Ultimate Warrior wrestler voice or something like, "Are you ready for this book?"
I think that's a great way to handle children.
She's doing this.
She's got her fist ready.
So this is the first. Can I do you read the first 2 chapters of this book?
Let's see.
It goes by pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
Maybe with about 5 minutes of it.
Okay, cool. Well, the quote on the back of the book. This is something I wrote, and this is what we have on T-shirts that are coming out. It says, "Life is like a work of art. You get to paint it the way you want, but you only get one canvas, so choose wisely how you brush." And we'll just read a few little things here. It says, "Skinny, fat, white, black, short, tall, hairy, or bald. We shouldn't make fun of anyone at all, should we?" Want to see the pictures when I read it to you?
Oh, yeah.
Lucy was on her way to school in the back of a big yellow bus. You see, she didn't make a noise, but all the other kids were going nuts. All of a sudden, a bunch of loud and rowdy kids pushed her friend Jimmy and hit him on the chin. Lucy yelled, "Stop that! He is one of my friends." What Lucy knew, and the boys didn't know, was that Jimmy's mama passed away only 8 days ago. After she had told them what had happened, the boys felt really, really bad. They apologized to him and threw their harsh words right in the trash. Make peace with everyone. And then this says, you never know what someone's going through. What would you do if this were you? So there's a little workbook, after each story. It's like, what would you do in this situation?
I think that's when I was flipping through. I thought that was so great because Carson's in kindergarten, and a lot of times we forget how children think about things. Yeah. They have such an innocent mindset, and I don't know when that gets lost. I don't know at what age that goes away. But if we could all just keep that, I feel like we would be so much better.
Oh yeah, you rock, girl. She's on the radio, fist pumping.
She is.
So this is Emma's story. You have time for one more?
Yeah, here's one more.
So Emma had a reputation for being a very rude girl. Anyone who wasn't popular could not hang out with her. She would make fun of Becky because of her worn-out clothes and the green beat-up car that her parents drove. She said, "You're stinky, you're ugly, and you're really, really weird." Then Emma and her friends would laugh while Becky would pretend not to hear. One day, the bell rang and the students were walking out of class when Mrs. Barber said to Emma, "Please stay after. I have some things I'd like to ask." She said, "Becky doesn't have a shower or a washing machine. All they have is a small sink to get everything clean. Could you please be kind and try to put yourself in her shoes? And maybe you'll think twice when you want to say something rude. I love all my students the same, including you too." With thoughts in her mind and sadness in her heart, Emma slowly walked down the hall as her hatred fell apart. As the school door opened, she saw Becky sitting on a swing, so she went, sat next to her, and started apologizing. She expressed, "Becky, I didn't know, and I'm sorry for being mean. I sure would like to walk you home, and I want you to be friends with me." Becky replied, "Kids just don't know what I deal with, and that's okay. You know I want to fit in, but no one gives me the time of day." Emma started hanging out with Becky, gave her some of her clothes, and these two little girls became very close. Be patient with everyone. You never know what someone's going through.
Okay, no, that just about made me cry. Like I was borderline. Like I had to rein it in. That's good stuff. So there are lots of little stories like this in this book.
Thank you.
And tell them again where they can get information.
She's awesome. She's awesome. Sounds like the Billy Goat. I always say, you remember me by Billy Goat. BillyDawsonMusic.com. And we went number 2 on Amazon children's books the past few months, or it was actually, I think it was January, but I'm just asking people to order it off of Billy Dawson Music so I can autograph it and personalize it and everything.
Well, that's awesome, guys. I'm going to put all this information up at WBKR.com. Billy, thank you so much for coming by today.
Thanks for having me.
You got a big afternoon. You got to eat. You got to go to the chiropractor. You got to get ready for your show.
Yeah, I love it. And thank you for having me at the Kiddabaloo's, too. Y'all are awesome. Town Square, thank you so much.
Yes, guys. And Billy's going to also be at Kiddabaloo, which is coming up on March the 1st at the in Evansville at the Old National Events Plaza. They're going to be talking about the book there, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget tonight, free show at the Convention Center. Happy hour starts at 5. Billy starts at 7.
God bless you guys. Thanks
so much for coming in.
Thank you, girl.